If you have placements in Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or karmic placements in Virgo, Chiron, South Node, or Saturn, listen up because you are being called in by the universe. I'm so sorry to say that it is your turn to go through one of the most karmic cycles of your life over the next 2.5 years. The South Node of Karma in astrology is a mathematical point that measures the peak and the lowest point of the moon. In astrology, it is said that the soul travels through the moon, and so these points are very important for us, especially in the world of karmic astrology. Now, I like to say that where the South Node is where energy goes to die. There's no use for it anymore, and so we need to alchemize it. And the South Node also represents past life patterns. These are subconscious comfort zones that we keep ourselves in because we know on a soul memory that at some point this served us the best. Nevertheless, here we are in this lifetime having to grow and evolve outside of these specific patterns. So my Virgo friends, what the South Node is going to do over the next 2.5 years is bring up to the surface all of these hidden, forgotten traits that you probably don't even associate yourself to having. If you're someone who's older, you're going to think to yourself like, wow, I haven't acted this way in a really long time. Or I thought I was over this. Or I thought this wasn't a big deal for me anymore. I thought I outgrew this. And if you're someone younger, then this is going to be issues that are brought up to you for the first time where you're kind of bringing self-awareness like, oh, I didn't know I was doing that. South Node also actually represents free will. And so all of this will be resolved according to your will, if you're willing to work on yourself to do personal development. I will say that across the board, most people feel a very deep annoyance with themselves. It's just not comfortable to be in. Energy feels stagnant around them, and it's like a call for change, but also you're terrified of that change to come in. So it's just kind of like, I'm in this pond and I'm kind of used to it, but also it's not the vibe and I want to leave. But again, because the nodes of fate are based on free will, you're not going to be forced to come out of this space. It's going to be on you. If you feel uncomfortable, if something is brought up to your attention energetically, it's your responsibility to take this to a healer. And a healer looks different for everybody. It could be a therapist, it could be a Reiki person, it could be a psychic, an astrologer. Healers are different for everybody. And it's just getting the person that you need for your specific wound or trauma or comfort zone. Through this period, the universe is trying to teach you about your oppositional sign, which is Pisces, where the North Node will be. And this is where energy is growing and evolving. So a lot of the answers to your problems, I'm going to tell you right now, easier said than done, grace and forgiveness, compassion. That's the answer to a lot of this is, wow, I cannot control this thing. So I need to show more grace and compassion towards myself, right? But that in of itself is a difficult thing for Virgo placements. It's not their motto. It's not their nature. That's reserved for Pisces. So when the lesson to learn becomes the lesson of Pisces, your opposite sign, it's harder to integrate because it's so separate from you. Now, this energy is going to start off in 2 days on January 11th, where the later degrees of Virgo will be hit first. So 29 degrees to 11 degrees in 2025. That's a pretty big chunk. But if you have any Virgo placements from 29 to 11, yeah, you're going to be called in. And if you have placements 11, or I should say 10 to 0, you're going to be reserved for 2026. So watch your criticism, Virgos. There isn't anything to ace around the next 2.5 years. It's about allowing the existence of flow and the existence of discombobulated energy to have a place in the world and have a place in life. Because that's what Pisces is. We all know Pisces is messy, but it's divinely messy. It's godly messy. And so we let it be for what it is. And so we're learning how to let things be without being perfect. I know you guys have a lot of questions in the comments, and I know this is going to be a very spicy video because we all know how Virgos can get. So if you have questions, drop them in to this comment section.